There is a question that has been on my mind for a long time, and I believe it has been on your mind too, even if you have never said it out loud. And the question is this: why do some people who seem to have fewer advantages, fewer opportunities, and sometimes even less natural talent than others end up living truly extraordinary lives, while most people, including good people, intelligent people, and hardworking people, end up living far below what they once dreamt their life could be? And I want to be completely honest with you from the very beginning. This video may make you uncomfortable because the answer is not about luck, it is not about where you were born, and it is not about the situations life put you in. It is about something much closer to you than that. And once you see it clearly, you will never look at your life the same way again. So let's dive in. The first one is the comfort trap. The first reason most people never become extraordinary is so simple that many people overlook it. Yet it is one of the strongest forces keeping people stuck in an ordinary life. And that reason is that they become too comfortable too early. Now let me be very clear about what I mean. I'm not saying there is anything wrong with wanting a peaceful and stable life, because there isn't any. But there is a huge difference between choosing a simple life after you've challenged yourself, grown as a person, and explored your potential, and choosing comfort only because change feels scary, uncertain, and difficult. Most people make their second choice without even realizing it. They stay in jobs that pay their bills but leave them unhappy. They stay in places that feel familiar even when those places limit their growth. They follow routines that feel safe but slowly make their dreams smaller. And year after year, they tell themselves that one day they will take the action. One day they will start something new. One day they will become the kind of person they always wanted to be. But that day never comes. Because the hard truth about comfort is that it often looks like a friend when it is really a prison. And the saddest part is that the door of that prison is always open, but you are the one choosing not to walk out. The second one is the prison of other people's opinions. The second prison is what he calls the prison of other people's opinions. And this has destroyed more dreams than failure ever has, and wasted more potential than a lack of money ever could. Most people are not really living their own life. They are living a version of life that has been carefully designed to keep other people happy, to make their family, their friends, their neighbors, and their colleagues approve of them, to make people say that they are practical, responsible, and sensible. But the interesting thing is that truly extraordinary people have never been called sensible while they were building the life that made them extraordinary. They were often called foolish, unrealistic, reckless, or dreamers, and they moved forward anyway because they made one important decision that most people never make. They decided that their own belief in themselves mattered more than the opinions of other people. The moment you stop waiting for other people to give you permission to follow your own dreams, follow your own path, everything begins to change. But most people never reach that point because the need for approval is so deeply built into them that they mistake it for humility, when in reality it is fear wearing a different face. Number third is the consistency they avoid. Now let's talk about the third reason. And this is the one many people not like to talk about, not like to hear, because it removes all their excuses. Most people love the idea of being extraordinary, but they do not love the daily process that makes it possible. They watch a video about a successful athlete and feel inspired, but they do not want to wake up before sunrise and train when nobody is watching them. They read about a successful entrepreneur and feel excited, but they do not want to go through years of hard work, failure, rejection, and uncertainty before seeing the results. Extraordinary people are not people who had more motivation than everybody else. In fact, many of the most successful people in history have said that there were times when they felt lost, exhausted, confused, and unsure whether their efforts would ever pay off. But they kept moving forward anyway, not because they felt motivated, but because they were committed. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings change all the time, just like the weather. And a decision is something you continue to honor, even on the days when you do not feel like doing it. And that small difference is often what separates success from failure. The fourth one is identity. They never change. But there is one reason, and I believe it is most important of all. Most people never become extraordinary because they never change the way they see themselves. Everything you do in life comes from the story you believe about who you are. And if deep inside you still believe that you are not good enough, smart enough, not disciplined enough, or not the kind of person who achieves great things, then no strategy, no productivity system, and no motivational video can change your life for long. Because your actions will always return to the level of your self-image. You may push yourself for a few days or even a few months. You may make some progress, but eventually you'll be pulled back to what feels normal and familiar to you. And that pull comes from the identity you've been carrying for years. Sometimes since childhood, often based on things that were never true in the first place. Extraordinary people are not people who never doubted themselves. They are people who decided that the old story about who they were no longer had to control their future. And they began writing a new story through their daily choices, their actions, and their courage to keep moving forward. So let me leave you with this thought. Becoming extraordinary is not about becoming somebody completely different. It is not about fame, money, or proving that you are better than other people. It is about becoming the most honest, complete, and alive version of yourself. The version you sometimes see in your best moments, in your quietest moments, and in those moments when you are alone and you know deep down what you are capable of. Most people never reach that version of themselves, not because they lack the ability, but because they choose comfort over growth, approval over authenticity, motivation over commitment, and the old story over the chance to create a new one. And that you sense there is a bigger life waiting for you than the one you have accepted so far. So the only question left is what you are going to do about. But you are watching this video for a reason, and I do not believe it is an accident that you keep asking yourself these questions, that you feel this restless desire for more, and that you sense there is a bigger life waiting for you than the one you have accepted so far. So the only question left is what you are going to do about it. Will you let this feeling disappear tomorrow, next week, or someday in the future? Or you will decide that this is the moment when things finally begin to change. That decision belongs to you and only you. If this video made you think or made you see your life in a new way, then share it with somebody who needs to hear this message today. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe, because every week we explore the ideas that truly shape our lives. Not just quick tips or shortcuts, but the deep inner work required to become the person you're capable of becoming. And I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care.